Hey guys, it's Kelly Ann, and welcome back if you've been here for a while, and welcome if you're new. Normally I make my videos on Friday, and it's called Flossy Friday, so I don't know what to call today because it is Saturday. But anyways, let's just talk about it. I don't have as much to show you as I would have liked to have shown you this week. For a couple of reasons. So last weekend, or no, I started on Monday. I don't remember last weekend. I'm gonna be quite honest with you. I don't remember last weekend. And it's not for like crazy, like I was drunk type reasons. It's literally just, I don't have a memory, a good one. So I don't remember what I worked on, is basically what I'm saying. Okay, so this week though, because I don't remember Friday evening through, I had friends over. That's why. I didn't stitch much last weekend. I stitched a little bit on my test stitch. See, it's all coming back to me. I stitched some on my test stitch, and that was about it. And then I got my giant Harry Potter out, and to be quite honest, I have a lot more left on that than I thought that I did, so it will be a miracle if I get it done this month, but I'm going to predominantly work on this month because I want to get it either finished or as close to completion as possible. So I do have that, and I have 1.5 small galleries to show you. And that is about it because I was gonna take Be Inspired as my lunch stitch this last week because I really want to finish on it. But I decided the responsible thing to do would be to take my test stitch as my lunch stitch, so that way I can get as much done as possible on that. And then I'm still going to probably work on it at least one night or one weekend day until it's finished. So I made a fair amount of progress on that this week. I'm trying to get all of the smaller elements done to where it's just filling in the two larger colors, because it'll be a fill-in. So I'm trying to get it to that point so that way I don't have to carry around a pattern and I just have to carry around either one or two colors. So that is where I'm at with my test stitch, and unfortunately I just can't show it to you because that's the whole point of a test stitch. Okay, the designer for the mini galleries got me number 7. It got to me number 7 a little late. So I started her on Monday and I finished her on Tuesday, but number 7 is done. I can't remember the name of this painting, but it's the lady holding the little ferret. So you can see the little ferret right there, and she's looking off into the distance with her little pet ferret. So this is number 7. And then, so I finished that. I worked on that Monday and Tuesday. And then I got pattern number 8 on Thursday, and I started her last night. I got the pattern while I was out of town for the day for the 4th of July, so I couldn't open it until really late Thursday. So I started this one. So she's not done yet, but she'll get done tonight because I'm really determined to get these done in a day, no more than 2 days. I had to go and buy some colors for this one because at the beginning of this process, I got a 2-page document that had all the colors for the entire series. And whenever I started pulling colors, I thought that I was crazy at first. And I was like, maybe I overlooked some of these colors. But there was about 12 of them that weren't on the original list, and I had 4 of them in my kit or non-whip box of threads. So I just went ahead and got some of these threads, and I know for a fact that all of them but like one of them are in my Haid, so I'm pretty sure that's where those are living. So I might need some of these colors in the future before my Haid is finished in the next 75 years. So I just went ahead and went this morning to Hobby Lobby and bought a skein. Each of those plus like a color or two for another pattern. Okay. All right. So I'm gonna finish her tonight. This is number 8. This is the chocolatier. I already know what number 9 is, and I also already know what number 10 is. I do not know what the 2 bonus. So I already have the sneak peek for number 9. And again, if you've been following along with this series on my channel, there are going to be 10 of these patterns for purchase once the pattern is officially released. And we are not test stitchers. It's some kind of project. I don't fully understand it. Everything's posted in Russian. I do the best I can to understand what's happening. I'm, as far as I know, the only American stitching this. And so the designer just talks with me directly. The rest of the stitchers, they have like some kind of like group chat thing. I'm not really sure. But the designer did tell me over the weekend or like early this week, maybe she told me after I finished number 7. She told me that a lot of people aren't in it anymore. And there are some people who have gotten to number 10 and they're just waiting on their bonus charts. So those of us who made it through the whole thing, we get 2 bonus charts. I don't know if she's waiting to send everybody the bonus charts at the same time, because I have yet to see any other stitch other than the first 10. So she might be waiting for like the second group and my group to get caught up with the first group, because I believe there was 3 stitch groups. Anyways, I digress. But I don't know where I was going with all that. Anyways, I'm gonna try and finish number 8, but I should be done with at least the to buy series this month and possibly one of the bonuses. And whenever they're all finished, I will show the final FFO, because I have been FFOing them as I go, or like I'll FFO like 2 at a time or something, but I haven't shown the full final FFO in a video yet, so you aren't missing anything. I've given like sneak peeks on my Instagram stories, but I'll show the whole thing once it's fully finished with all 12 mini galleries. But anyways, I wrote the designer last night and I said, hey, I don't know if anybody has told you this or not, and I took a screenshot of my color list for this pattern, and I had put a different color dot next to the ones that I didn't have from the original list. And I just said, I don't know if anybody's told you this yet, but these colors were not on the original 2-page list. Just an FYI, because I don't know if anybody had told her or not. So I just sent that to her, and she seemed really appreciative. So she said that she was going to double check that and I guess update the list before it goes live to be purchased. So that's cool. Anyways, okay. What is left? Yes. Okay. And I have I have something else that I really want to show, but it's not officially ready yet. I'm waiting on something in the mail. So, I have something really cool and exciting, but it's not quite done yet. So, I don't want to show it till it's fully finished, but anyways, so this is how much I've gotten done on Giant Harry Potter. Now, I did stitch a little bit last Saturday on my test stitch, before I got company, and then I stitched a little bit Sunday after all my company left. I stitched on Monday, I stitched on Tuesday. I think I stitched on Wednesday, but I don't think I was as productive as I would have liked to have been. And then Thursday for the 4th of July, I did not stitch at all because I was at a lake with my family, or with some of my family, with some cousins and their family. Take that back, scratch that. I was with my cousin's family, her husband, at her husband's in-laws lake house, and his brother and his family were there, and some other people. So I was with family, but only a few of them are blood family. Anyways. But that's not how that works. If you're family, you're family. So I didn't stitch at all on Thursday because also we were going to, me and my friend went with me because I didn't want to leave her in town all by herself. So I asked my cousin how rude it would be if I brought my friend with me, and they were all basically like, the more the merrier, bring her. So I didn't take any stitching with me because I wanted to spend time with my cousins and with my friend, and there's no cell reception out there, so it was just really nice. It was like a completely unplugged like getaway. The conversations were very interesting. We talked about empaths, to psychic abilities, to politics, to family affairs, to hockey. We talked a lot about hockey. My younger cousin plays and wants to go pro, so we talked a lot about hockey, and like just everyone's work and how everyone is doing, and then also there were chunks of time where we all just sat there, which was so nice. But nobody had their phone. I mean, you couldn't do anything. The most you could do is take some photos. But for the most part, everybody was just literally chilling and sitting and just enjoying each other's company. And it was just so nice to feel unplugged and unwind. But long story short, my friend and I were going to leave by like 6:30 at the latest because we wanted to get back. And it was like a 2-hour drive. We wanted to get back before it got dark or too dark. And so we're like sitting there, and it's just gorgeous, and you have no idea what time it is. And again, nobody had their phones with them. So we were just like sitting there, and I didn't have my watch on. Like my watch had like died, so I couldn't charge it. So nothing. And so we were just sitting outside, and they started talking about, well, let's go ahead and start dinner because like one of my cousins had to leave also to go back to Austin, which is a 2.5-hour drive. And so they were like, let's go ahead and get food going so that way they can eat dinner before they head out. And whenever we went inside to help cook dinner, we realized it was already 6:30. So we thought that it'd be rude to leave before dinner was cooked, and because everybody wanted to eat dinner with us. So we stayed and we ate, and we ended up not leaving until between like 8:45 and 9. So we didn't get home until 10:45 p.m. So no stitching because I had to go to work on Friday. My friend had to go to work on Friday. So I just crawled into bed and fell asleep as fast as I possibly could. So, and then Friday I stitched on my lunch break, my test stitch. And then I got home, and this is why she is not done yet. But I got home, and normally on a Friday, I get home, I record, I edit if I have time to edit, and then I start the upload process, and it goes up late Friday nights. Well, I fell asleep because I had a migraine all day, and I didn't want to stay at work, but I was the only one there for my team, so somebody had to answer the phone, so I couldn't go home, and so I didn't feel very good. I had a headache going towards a migraine. I was super nauseous and lightheaded, And anyways, I came home and I fell asleep, and I woke up around 9 p.m. and I was just like, I'll film Saturday morning. And then this morning, my dad and Jackie were coming up, and they were supposed to be here at like 10:30. So I woke up. Like I said, I did a bunch of chores and things, and got a few things like finished before they got here. Then I ran to Hobby Lobby, and then I accidentally fell asleep again. Before they got here, so I'm running on like 4.5 hours of sleep, and so I didn't record this morning either. So here we are. Anyways, that was a lot. I feel like it wasn't a whole lot, but I also feel like it was a lot. But anyways, okay, so this is how much I have of Harry Potter done. Like I said, I feel like I have more done than I really do. I have all the way up the one side, and then on this side, halfway up the borders. But out of 28 pages, I have a fair amount of pages done. So I don't know. I'm thinking that once I get through the banners, I'll feel a little bit more confident about the rest of this, with just the little people and the little symbols, but we'll see. But yeah, I know that like if I stitched as fast as a few other people, this would totally get done this month. I'm realizing that I had forgotten how much I still had left. Let's phrase it that way. I'm still very optimistic. My goal is still to finish it, but if I don't, I just want to have a lot of it completed. But with everything else going on, because like I said, the mini galleries, I don't want to not complete them in time because I want to stay in the stitch group. So, you know, I had to put this down a couple of days, because I got the pattern late, and it just is what it is. I'm not mad about it. I got her done, and I got the next one, so I'm clearly not mad about it. I didn't get to give as many days to this week. So, so from here, well, actually from here over. So, not this half of the little like holding rod, but this, all of this banner, the flying, I have a little bit left, but the flying key and the part of Harry that I've done and the part of Ron that I've done is what I've been able to accomplish so far. This will have, I'm hoping, some significant progress in the next week. So I'm trying. So my first goal for this month is to have the top with all 4 of the banners done before Embroidery Bee, which is the 3rd Saturday of the month. So 2 weeks, because, and this is probably the dumbest reason, but I've said many times in the 3 years that I've been making FlossTube videos that I cannot do French knots. I've practiced them. My mom tried to show me ever since I was a little kid. I've had Embroidery Guild members try to show me. I've had other cross stitchers try to show me. I cannot do them. I cannot do French knots. I cannot do colonial knots. I cannot do knots. I just can't. There's something about the way that I pull the tension, because I've had somebody watch me. My technique is good, but there's something about the tension, and I have some nerve damage in both of my hands. So it's not something that I can control, but there is a French knot, or it's not something that I can control very well, because we can't figure out what I'm doing wrong other than I either pull too hard or I don't pull hard enough. And either way, they unravel and they come out, or it just looks like a weird little line. I don't know. Anyways, I cannot do them to save my life. If my life depended on a French knot or a colonial knot, you might as well just murder me. Anyways, all of the banners have a French knot in the stitching. So, my Quilt Guild friend, Embroidery Bee friend, one of my favorites, Susie, did this one for me. So I want to have the banners done at least so that way she can do my 3 French knots across the top. And I want to say there's a character, and I think it's Professor Trelawney, which I haven't gotten to her yet. Dang it. She also has some French knots. She does. Professor Trelawney has some French knots, and I haven't gotten to her yet. So my goal would be to have those and Professor Trelawney done, just so that way I don't have to worry about any more French knots in the whole pattern, and they can be done. And I know that that's really silly and probably really dumb to a lot of people, but it is for sure my biggest weakness in cross stitching, and I fully embrace it and accept it. It just is what it is. So anyways, what are my plans for this week? My plans for this week, I'm going to finish number 8, and I will possibly get number 9 this week. She was doing them every 2 weeks, but maybe now because the group is so small, maybe she's doing them weekly. I'm not really sure. Or perhaps she's sending them to me weekly because I finished them in a day. Again, not really sure. I just know that most Thursdays I get the new pattern. So she's going to get finished tonight. I'm going to work on Harry Potter tonight. It feels like today is Sunday, but I know that I have all day tomorrow, minus a little bit of some yard work that I need to do to work on Harry Potter. So that's what I'm going to do. My lunch stitch for next week is still going to be my test stitch. And I'm going to take it with me to a doctor's appointment and hopefully stitch on it in the lounge. And I also have jury duty, so I don't know though if I can work on that while I'm sitting there waiting to get picked for jury duty. I'm not really sure. So I probably shouldn't test that, but I'll probably take it with me because you never know what could happen. And if there is any downtime, I'm going to be stitching. I need to work on my map Sal and Harry Potter. So basically the 5 things that I want to work on this month, which is Harry Potter, Be Inspired, my test stitch, and my mini galleries. But Be Inspired is definitely going to be my lunch stitch once my test stitch is finished, because I'm so close to a Be Inspired finish, but I would rather have my test stitch finished before that, because I don't want to get complacent and behind and not meet my deadline, because then I would feel absolutely terrible. So that's my priority aside from galleries and Harry Potter. So yeah, that's where I'm at. And I will see y'all next week. I hope that y'all have a fantastic weekend. I hope that y'all had a great 4th of July. If you live in America. If you don't, I still hope that you had a great 4th of July. But I hope that y'all have a great weekend and a great week, and I will see y'all next Friday. It's been a long time since I've missed a Friday video, so we're gonna go with hopefully that is a true story. I will see y'all next time. Bye, guys.